y'all, welcome back to another Psalm study. So today we're getting into Psalm 16, which is Confidence in Yahuwah. And it is a miktam, I believe that's how it's pronounced, of Dawid, which miktam comes from H4387. The meaning is uncertain, but it's from H3799, which is an engraving. So, for example, a poem, which is like Psalms 60, 56, 57, 58, and 59. Guard me, O El, for I have taken refuge in you. I have said to Yahuwah, you are Yahuwah. I have no good beside you. As for the set apart ones who are on the earth, they are the excellent ones, in whom is all my delight. The sorrows of those who run after another one are increased. I would not pour out their drink offerings of blood, nor take up their names on my lips. Yahuwah is the portion of my inheritance and my cup. You uphold my lot. Boundary lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. Indeed, a good inheritance is mine. I bless Yahuwah who has given me counsel. My kidneys also instruct me in the nights. I have set Yahuwah always before me, because he is at my right hand. I am not shaken. Therefore, my heart was glad, and my esteem rejoices. My flesh also dwells in safety. For you do not leave my being in Sheol, neither let your lovingly committed ones see corruption. You show me the path of life. In your presence is joy to satisfaction. At your right hand are pleasures forever. Now, starting with verse 1, when it says, I have taken refuge in you, that means that you trust in the Most High. Anywhere that you take protection or go for safety, you trust that place. You trust that nothing's going to happen to you. And that is why David always says, trust in Yahuwah and take refuge in him. He will protect you. There is no one else who can protect you. And like he says, I have no good beside you. You cannot trust man for your protection, right? Because in man is a spirit. Now, whether it's a spirit from the Most High or a spirit from the adversary, you don't know. So, but if you trust in Yahuwah and take refuge in him, you will be protected. Now, here is two things that are opposing one another. So, here he's talking about how he takes delight in the set apart ones, but the sorrows of those who run after another one are increased. So, those who are, they're not worthy of taking delight in because they are not set apart. These are people who are chasing after others to do harm to them, who are plotting against other people. He said, I would not pour out their drink offerings of blood, nor take up their names on my lips. He won't even mention them. He won't even give them energy, his energy, for these types of people. And we shouldn't give our energy to these types of people either. Shouldn't even mention their names, right? Just like Yahuwah said that we should not have any other God's names on our lips, we should not even mention them. We should also not mention these types of people. And when it says here, Yahuwah is the portion of my inheritance and my cup, you uphold my lot, this makes me think of when Yahuwah told the Levites that he is their inheritance, he is their portion, right? And because they were not given land and they were not given their own land like the other tribes, and they had to live among the other tribes, that's what this made me think of immediately when I saw that. This I bless Yahuwah who has given me counsel, and my kidneys also instruct me in the nights. Remember in Psalm 7:9, Yahuwah tries the hearts and the kidneys, right? He tests you. So even at night you're being tested. And a lot of times I feel like even in my dreams, I'm being tested often. Like every single night I am being tested. I'm not sure if that's what, David's talking about here, but that's what that makes me think of. I have set Yahuwah always before me, before anything he does. And when I was reading further along in Psalm, because I'm currently on Psalm 55, and on Psalm 54, it takes you back to 1 Samuel 23 and 26. And something about reading 1st and 2nd Samuel, you will often see David does not do anything without counsel from the Most High. Before he makes a move, he always is asking Yahuwah, should I do this? Asking to see if Yahuwah is going to go before him before he even makes a move. Well, except in the case of Bathsheba and Uriah, he did not consult the Most High. But in every other instance, he's always asking the Most High before he makes a move. He's like, I'm not going to do anything without Yahuwah's permission. Nothing. He wholeheartedly trusted in the Most High. And it shows through the Psalms and through 1st and 2nd Samuel. Therefore my heart was glad and my esteem rejoices. My flesh who also dwells in safety. He has no worries, not a care in the world. As long as the Most High is on his side and he has favor from the Most High, David is fine. He's like, you can't touch me. You can't. And it reminds me of when I was reading Psalm 26 and David came to Shaul and he took, I believe, a water jug and something else. And once Shaul woke up, David was like, look how close I got to you. I could have killed you. And the thing is, David wasn't necessarily running from Shaul because he was afraid of him. He was running from him because he knew that if he got close enough, David would have to make the choice to kill Shaul. And David's whole thing was Shaul was anointed as sovereign by the Most High. And he didn't want to have to do that. He didn't want to have to unalive someone who was anointed by the Most High to be sovereign. Despite the fact that Shaul was trying to unalive him, David still had respect for him because he was anointed by the Most High. For you do not leave my being in Sheol. You do not let me die, right? You do not let me die with everybody else, right? You don't leave me there. Neither let your lovingly committed one see corruption, right? Now, this is in caps. Neither let your lovingly committed one, which makes me think that he's talking about Yahusha here, see corruption, because this particular verse, when he says, "You do not leave my being in Sheol, neither let your lovingly committed one see corruption," which makes me think of Yahusha. His body was not left in Sheol. He was only there for 3 days and 3 nights, and his body did not see corruption. It did not decay, right? So that makes me think of that. There's a lot of times within the Psalms that I do believe that he's speaking specifically about Yahusha. And that is one of the major things that I like about this particular translation is because when in here, when Yahuwah is being spoken about or when it's referencing Yahusha, you will see it in caps. It'll start with a capital letter which shows reverence. You don't see that in any other translation. I mean, you might see that in the Hallelujah scriptures, but any other translation, when it's talking about the Most High, when it says you or your, and he's talking and referencing the Most High or Yahusha, it always starts with a capital letter to help you understand the distinction of who is being spoken about. You don't see that in other translations. You kind of have to guess, but this makes it clear like, oh no, he's talking about Yahusha. You show me the path of life, right? The path of life, the path to everlasting life. In your presence is joy to satisfaction. At your right hand are pleasures forever. And who is at the right hand of the Most High? Yahusha. And that's really it. And I do have a couple of notes here. So when it says confidence in Yahuwah, I have a note here that says, this only comes with having confidence in Yahuwah, which is verse 9. Therefore, my heart was glad and my esteem rejoices. My flesh also dwells in safety. That is the confidence in Yahuwah. You have to have confidence in Yahuwah in order to be able to trust in him and take refuge in him. You have to be confident in the fact of what he's going to do for you. And with that confidence, you have to first have obedience. You can't expect to be disobedient and then the Most High is going to protect you and that you can take refuge in him. Because if you're not obedient, you don't trust him. You don't have confidence in him. Having confidence in something means that you are not afraid, that you know that things are going to turn out well for you. So having confidence in Yahuwah, you know things are going to turn out well for you. That also comes with you have to be obedient to his laws, statutes, and commandments. And that is all I have for y'all.